I was only 19 when I met him. His eyes were warm, and his smile was bright. He made me feel like the only girl alive. I believed it was love at first sight. My parents warned me to slow down. They said, "Life is long, you are still a child." But my heart was louder than their words. I thought love was stronger than wisdom. He asked me to marry him quickly. My heart jumped, and I said yes. I wanted to be his forever, no matter what. I didn't stop to think about tomorrow. At 20, I wore a white dress. The church was full. People were smiling. I said I do with shaky hands and dreams. I thought I was starting a fairy tale. Everyone clapped, and I smiled wide. But deep inside, fear whispered softly. Was I ready for this big step in life? I ignored the voice and followed my heart. At first, life felt like a dream. We cooked together and laughed every night. We kissed under the moon and held hands. I believed we could face anything together. But slowly, things began to change. He wanted stability, a family, and children. I wanted to study, travel, and explore life. Our dreams were not the same anymore. Arguments started to fill our home. He said, "Why are you never satisfied?" I said, "Why don't you understand me?" Our voices grew sharp. Our hearts grew tired. I was 21 but felt so old. My friends were chasing dreams outside. They traveled, studied, and built their futures. I stayed home, cooking and cleaning. I started to feel trapped in silence. The walls of our small apartment closed in. Love felt less like freedom and more like chains. I missed the girl I used to be. He wanted children right away. I said, "Please wait, I am not ready." He called me selfish for refusing. I called him blind for rushing. Nights became long and lonely. I lay next to him but felt alone. We barely spoke, only about bills and food. Our hearts stopped sharing true feelings. I tried to bring back the spark. I wore a smile, cooked his favorite meals, but nothing seemed to change anymore. Our love was dying slowly in silence. I cried in the bathroom many nights. I pressed my hands against my face. I didn't want him to hear me sob. I didn't want to admit my regret. My parents' words came back to me. "Don't rush. Wait until you are ready." I had ignored them, and now I paid. Regret became my daily companion. One morning, I looked in the mirror. I saw a tired woman, only 22. The sparkle in my eyes had disappeared. I didn't recognize myself anymore. I thought marriage meant happiness forever. But happiness had slowly slipped away. What was left was duty, silence, and pain. I carried it like a heavy stone. I stopped telling him how I felt. He stopped asking about my dreams. We became strangers under the same roof. Two souls lost in the same silence. Every night, I asked myself quietly, did I make the biggest mistake of my life? The answer echoed inside my heart. Yes, I married too young. My wedding ring felt like a cage. It was supposed to mean love and hope. Instead, it reminded me of my mistake. I wore it with hidden despair. He worked harder and stayed longer away. I stayed home, lonely with my thoughts. I watched my youth fade in silence. I wanted to scream, but no one listened. My friends stopped calling me often. They were busy with school and travels. I envied their freedom and choices. I felt left behind in my own life. One day, I saw a couple laughing. They were young, free, and happy. I looked at them with silent jealousy. I wanted their life, not mine. My heart was filled with regret. Not because of who he was, but because of who I had been. A child pretending to be an adult. I realized something deep and painful. I did not marry out of true love. I married out of fear and pressure. I wanted to escape loneliness too soon. Regret is a heavy teacher in life. It follows you everywhere you go. It whispers reminders of your mistakes. It teaches through pain and loss. I learned marriage is not escape. It is not a cure for loneliness. It is not a race to win early. It is a journey of patience and growth. Love without maturity cannot survive. It breaks under the weight of reality. It turns into silence, anger, and regret. That was the truth I discovered. I don't hate him, not at all. He loved me in his own way. But we were both too young, too blind. We couldn't see the road ahead. We played adults before we were ready. Life punished us for our rushing. We carried wounds we never deserved, and our love couldn't survive the storm. Today, I am older and stronger. I look back at those years with sadness, but also with gratitude for the lessons. They shaped the woman I am now. I learned to wait before big choices. I learned to love myself before another. I learned to breathe before saying yes. I learned regret can turn into wisdom. I still believe in love deeply, but I no longer believe in rushing. Love is not a cage or a prison. Love is freedom, patience, and trust. If I could speak to my younger self, I would say, slow down, my dear. Do not marry to feel safe. First, learn to feel safe alone. If I could go back in time, I would wait, grow, and discover myself. I would not marry at 20 years old. I would wait until love felt mature. This is my true confession today. A story of regret, pain, and survival. Maybe you see yourself in my words. Maybe you are living the same mistake. If you are young and in love, please listen to my story with care. Do not rush into marriage too fast. Life is longer than you think. Do not marry because of fear. Do not marry to escape loneliness. Do not marry just to feel secure. Marry only when love feels ready. My regret is now my teacher. It showed me the cost of rushing. It gave me the courage to change. It gave me the strength to grow. Love should never feel like chains. It should never steal your dreams. It should not silence your voice. It should make you free to fly. I regret marrying too young, but I do not regret learning from it. Every mistake carries a hidden gift. Mine was wisdom through pain. Today, I choose freedom first. I choose dreams, patience, and truth. If love comes again, I will be ready. This time, I will not rush. My story is one of many. There are countless women like me. Some are still trapped in regret. Some are still afraid to speak. I speak now for all of them. For every girl who rushed into marriage. For every woman who carries silent tears. You are not alone in this pain. My story is also a warning. To the young hearts listening today, love is beautiful, but life is real. Do not confuse passion with forever. I look back and see a girl dressed as a bride too soon. Her smile was bright, but her eyes were lost. I wish I could hug her and say, wait, but I cannot change the past. I can only share it with you now. Maybe my story will save someone. Maybe it will stop another mistake. Regret does not define me anymore. It is just a part of my journey. I walk forward with stronger steps. I carry scars, but also wisdom. I am no longer that 90-year-old. I am a woman who knows her worth. I will never rush love again. I will wait for the right time. This is the truth of my life. It is not pretty, but it is real. It is not a fairy tale, but a lesson. And now, it belongs to you too. What do you think about my story? Do you believe it is better to wait? Or do you believe love can survive youth? I want to hear your opinion. Write your thoughts in the comments. Share your own stories of regret or love. Your words may inspire someone else. Your story may heal another heart. Thank you for listening to me, for walking through my pain with me, for giving me space to confess openly. This means more than you know. Life is full of lessons for us. Some are easy, some are hard, but every lesson shapes who we are. And regret can lead us to wisdom. If you are young and in love, please learn from my confession today. Do not marry out of fear or pressure. Marry when your heart is truly ready. Love is not supposed to trap you. It is not supposed to silence you. It should not steal your dreams away. Love should help you grow and shine. If your love feels like a cage, if your heart feels small and tired, then maybe it is not real love. Real love will always set you free. My mistake became my message. My regret became my testimony. My pain became my greatest teacher, and now I share it with the world. I survived my mistake in marriage. I survived my silent regrets, and I turned them into strength. I am free. I am whole again. This is my final word to you. Do not fear waiting for the right love. Do not fear being alone for a while. The right time will always come. I regret marrying too young, but I do not regret the lessons. They shaped my soul, my mind, my heart. And for that, I am grateful today. Maybe my story will touch you. Maybe it will stop you from rushing. Maybe it will give you new courage. I hope it brings light to your path. Remember this truth always, my friend. Love is not about age or pressure. Love is about patience, trust, and time. Without them, it cannot survive. So I share my life with honesty, not to gain pity, but to give warning. Not to feel weak, but to show strength. This is my open heart to you. Thank you for listening to my confession. Thank you for staying until the end. Now tell me, what do you think of my story? Would you marry young, or would you wait?